Hi, welcome to Luminous Trails. I'm Jacqueline Wigglesworth, and this is a site for light, which was created with the intention to lighten your life journey, wherever you happen to be on that journey. Essentially, it began with me writing a book 20 odd years ago called Little Book of Life Tools, which had tools to help make the journey a bit easier, to help navigate life's ups and downs more smoothly. And I did it initially just for myself, to collate everything I'd learned, come across, into one place that was portable, which was useful for a nomad like me. I could take it with me anywhere. And over the years, I've added to it to keep it current. And I have sometimes shared some of these life tools with clients or friends. And that's how I discovered that other people also find them really super helpful and of value to their lives. And since we're living in such a kind of profoundly transitional time on the planet, some people have asked me if I'd share some of these life tools more widely online. And I feel like that's a perfectly good idea, at this time, if I can be of use. So we started filming each tool in the book as a video. And in that process, we realized that this site had to encompass so much more, because every tool refers to a specific meditation or a yoga practice or a breathing exercise, or how to create a natural product connected to that tool, or wisdom from a luminary, or an inspiring travel story. And so now all of that is gathered here in this site for your benefit. And to be helpful and of value, hopefully. So to get a bit more specific, the life tools were, collected by me, sometimes invented by me, and I've tried and tested them all over the years. They're now like second nature to me. So I'm including here the ones that I found really helpful. They worked for me. My hope, obviously, is that they work for you also. But I want you to feel that you can just, leave the ones that don't grab you, choose the ones that resonate with you, or listen to them all, watch them all, and see what feels right that might become part of your toolkit. And then there's yoga, which has been another big part of my life. I always remember my first yoga class. It was in 1997. And I'd always been pretty active and outdoorsy, but yoga felt different. It was quite challenging, and it was the way I felt at the end of the class that clinched it for me. I felt like I was floating on clouds. I felt amazing. And I instinctively knew that therefore it wasn't just physical, it went much deeper, and that's what dragged me in. That's what got me interested and made me want to learn more and practice more. And much later, when I decided to train to teach, I got as close to the source as possible in India, in London, in Los Angeles. And so here there are offerings of different kinds of yoga for you to dip into, depending on your mood and needs. So there's like quick morning and evening practices, solar flows, delicious lunar yin practices, restorative, and much more for you to enjoy. Then there's a section on meditation and breathing, which are really fundamental life tools. They can literally help shift your entire nervous system. And you can go to something that's specific for you on any given day, or you can just dip in for a daily meditation, and there's something there for every occasion. So I hope you really cherish that one. And then there's a lights on section where we literally just shine a spotlight on anything and everything, illuminating, inspiring, whether it's bright lights of the world sharing their wisdom, or enlightening travel anecdotes or stories or documentaries, whatever it might be. So that's a fun resource there for you. So why Luminous Trails? Or why me if you're not familiar with me? I'll just give you a little background just in case that's useful. I've always been a curious and adventurous soul, wanting to discover things internally and externally. So, within it would be like meditation, breathing, visualizations, inner work, and without, books, people, places, travels, nature. And like a bee gathering nectar from different flowers here and there. I've spent my whole life like learning and collecting life experience and wisdom, which is all, you know, what I'm sharing here. And that sort of curiosity has led me to live and work on 6 continents, including leading environmental and community-based projects in places like South America and Africa and Asia, and going to around 100 countries. So I do have a kind of unique perspective on the world and its people and its problems and the diversity and yet the wonderful unity underneath all of that. And as a result of all these travels and my work, I am a fellow of the Royal Geographical Society. Then there's books. I've always been a really avid reader with this crazy thirst for knowledge, just wanting to dip into and know about so many different subjects. So I've read, you know, a couple of thousand books and imbibed what I could here and there. And just through a natural process, some of that information will be scattered through this site for your information. And then I've been fortunate to come across a lot of inspiring people along the way, from different walks of life, from different countries, including some of the world's brightest lights like Nelson Mandela, Stephen Hawking, the Dalai Lama, Anita Roddick. And so that and everything else I've said here will all be sprinkled into this site. And my hope with all of this is that, you know, if you ever feel disconnected, you can come here and reconnect to yourself, to others, to the world, and feel more in harmony with it. And if you're ever feeling scared or in fear, you can come here and use the tools to transmute or to navigate that fear as best you can, or even better, to alchemize it, transmute it into its opposite energy, which is love. And if you ever feel like this world and its problems are so big and you're just one person, how can you possibly make a difference? I'd love it if you could come here and be reminded that you are actually much more powerful than you sometimes imagine. Your authentic real self is eternal, fearless, sovereign, joyful and free. And we live in a holographic universe where the whole is affected by each part. So the more that you heal and improve your own life, the more the world is healed and improved. The more you forgive and become more loving and peaceful, the more love and peace there is in the world. So you really can have a big impact and make a positive difference. And just to remember that. So I just want to reiterate that everything offered here are just friendly suggestions for, you know, that I hope will improve your life and lighten it up a bit. And so please take what's useful and you can leave the rest. And ultimately, the intention here is to spread some light and ideally leave luminous trails.